Hey, Sea Turtles, welcome back for Chapter 3 of The Wind in the Willows. Let's go. Chapter 3 The Wild Wood. For a long time, Mole had wanted to meet the badger, but Rat obviously was not keen. So one day at the beginning of winter, while Rat dozed in front of his fire, Mole set off to explore the wild wood, hoping to bump into Mr. Badger. It was a cold afternoon. Everything was still. It was getting dark. Then faces began to appear. He thought he saw a little, evil, wedged-shaped face looking out at him from a hole. When he turned, the thing had vanished. But there were faces in all the little holes, in all the trees, all around. Then the whistling began, and everything seemed to be closing in on him. As he stood still to listen anxiously, he saw something moving. So there we have Mole. He wants to meet the badger. Rat doesn't want to go. Wonder why. Maybe it's because badgers eat rats? I'm not really sure. Maybe he's just mean. And there are all the creepy faces in the trees and in the holes. I wonder what he saw moving. He saw a rabbit running through the trees. Mole expected it to slow down. Instead, it almost brushed him as it dashed past, muttering, "Get out of this, you fool! Get out!" And it disappeared down a friendly burrow. Mole was very frightened, and he hid under some dead leaves in a hollow. Meanwhile, Rat had been having a lovely warm doze by the fire. When he woke up at last, he called, "Moley!" several times, but there was no answer. Then he found that Mole's cap was missing from the peg in the hall. And when he opened the door, he saw Mole's tracks in the mud leading away from the house, straight toward the wild wood. Rat armed himself with a pair of pistols and a stout cudgel, and set off bravely into the wild wood. He searched for over an hour, calling, "Moley, Moley, where are you?" At last he heard an answering little cry coming from a hole at the foot of a tree. He looked inside, and there was Mole. "Oh, Ratty!" he cried, "I've been so frightened." "Now then," said Rat, "we must pull ourselves together and get going. It would never do to spend the night here." "Dear Ratty," said Mole, "I'm so tired. I must rest a bit longer." And Mole snuggled down into the dry leaves and went to sleep. At last Mole woke up, and Rat looked outside to see if it was safe to go. It was snowing hard, and the whole wild wood was white. We must make a start and take our chance," said Rat. They trudged for more than an hour through the snow, getting more and more lost, when Mole tripped and hurt his leg. "Poor old Mole," said Rat, "you've cut your leg. I'll tie it up for you." Man, these guys are having a tough time out in the woods. There's Mole in his little hole that he found, and there he is with his hurt foot. Rat was scratching away at the snow where Mole had tripped up. He found a door scraper and was very excited. "Some careless person has left his door scraper lying about where it's sure to trip everybody up," said Mole, and he sat on it to rest his leg. But Rat was scrabbling away again, making the snow fly in all directions until he found a doormat. "There!" he cried in triumph. Poor old Mole didn't quite know what he was on about. Rat now attacked a snowbank beside them. Mole scraped busily too. 10 minutes hard work, and they found a solid little door painted dark green. Beside it was a brass plate which read, Mr. Badger. Mole was chattering away in his excitement, but Rat said, "Get up and hang on to that bell pull and ring as hard as you can while I hammer on the door." So this whole time that they've been trying to hide from the woods, they were actually on the badger's doorstep, and it was covered in snow, so they couldn't see it. And that is the end of chapter 3. So tomorrow we'll read chapter 4, where we get to meet, sneak preview, Mr. Badger. Good night, everybody.